We have a nice variety trial of southern peas, and Dr. Lynn Brandenberger, how you doing? All right, is going to tell us a little bit about this trial. And Lynn, what are some of the things you look for in the southern peas?
Well, Steve, you know, funny you should ask that. There's a lot of interesting things that go on with this crop. In the past, we've had pea types that were very viney. In fact, if people have been growing peas for many years, that's probably what they think of when they think of a southern pea. It's like you plant it here and then 15 foot down the road, you're still pulling on the vine. Those types of plants would flower over a very extended period of time, and people would pick them over a long period of time. But commercially, that was a real problem for, say, processors of southern peas. The problem with that was that what they really wanted was a concentrated fruit set and harvest, so they could get on down the road and take care of business. Yeah, do it all at once. So within the last, I'd say 30, 40 years, breeders, particularly breeders in public institutions such as OSU, we didn't have a breeding program, but land-grant universities throughout the South have been working on this crop to help develop newer varieties, and we're really seeing a lot of fruition of all that work at this point. What's gone on is they've developed plant types that are a bush type of plant. It does not vine, or very little vining, and it has a very concentrated flowering and fruit set and harvest. So they're very good for commercial business for processors of southern peas, but they're also just excellent for the home gardener.
How about the position of the fruit?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. You know, part of what has gone on, you know, when we had the old viney types, you know, you'd start here and you start pulling on this thing, and before you knew it, you know, you had a big mess. And in fact, when I used to run variety trials in graduate school, and I had a lot of, you know, other graduate students to help me, they never wanted to pick the viney types because they were such a pain.
Too much work.
To pick, yeah, too much work. But what we've got now are these varieties that have what we call an erect set, pod set, and it puts all the pods up on top of the plant, and they're very easy to pick. And if I was a home gardener, that's what I'd be growing anyway, because it's just a lot less work on me. And I'd probably just plant those, you know, maybe every couple of weeks through the summer and get a sequential planting going, so I can have peas over a long period of time.
All right, so the fruit would set where it was easy to harvest, and it would be concentrated at one time, and then they could just plant successive plantings to have different groups maturing at different times. Are there any of these varieties that you're particularly excited about, or you think are good?
Well, I think these breeders have done a really good job on a lot of this. Now, one of the varieties that I really like is this Arkansas Black Eye #1. And it definitely has an erect growth habit. It has this very concentrated fruit set and flowering, and then it has the pods up on top of the plant. So
just like we talked about.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a black eye to try, this is one I would definitely try. One of the things that home gardeners might want to also think about is if they get a variety that they like, this is a self-pollinated plant, and they could go through their garden at the end of the season when you got some good dry peas on the plants, and select the plants that they think look the best, have the characteristics that they like, and then they can save that seed back and plant it the next year.
So don't have to worry about any cross-pollination with these guys.
Right. So really, basically what we've got here is we've got work that's being done in Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, and then there's also a guy out of, I believe, Savannah, Georgia, who works for the USDA that's a breeder. So we've got 4 different breeding programs here. We've got 18 different varieties that we've got in our replicated trial, and then we've got 19 different varieties that are just an observational trial where we just have one plot of each one of those. But I think this is something you might want to look at later, because when they flower and set fruit and all these pods begin to dry down, it's really going to be impressive out here.
I bet. I'd like to see that. Well, thanks a lot, Lynn.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
All right.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.